The most jaw-dropping and beautiful images from Ladakh. Rajnath Singh, the Defence Minister, visited Ladakh today and he was treated to a display of the Indian Army's Special Forces in a war game, a military drill in the combat zone. And what you're looking at are some of the most mesmerizing images, the latest ones just in from Ladakh. And I want to explain for you what you're looking at here. These are commandos, Special Forces paratroopers jumping out of an Indian Air Force C-130J Special Forces aircraft. Against the blue skies, one of the commandos with a GoPro camera on his helmet films as he drops out of the aircraft and down towards the landing zone, thousands of feet below, which is the drop zone, where Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and other top army generals are waiting for them. These men land on the ground and continue to showcase their prowess in high-altitude warfare, mountain warfare, and combat preparedness in some of the toughest terrain and weather conditions around. This is an area that is just about 100 kilometers from the line of actual control, the standoff points between India and China that have been festering for many, many days now. Disengagement is happening, but these drills that have been put on display and are no doubt being watched very closely from across the border in China sends out a very, very solid and unmistakable message. India's warriors are ready. Terrain no bar, weather no bar, altitude no bar. These are Special Forces, men of the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force conducting drills like it's just another day of business. And look at how easy they're making it look. I want to bring in India Today's Gaurav Sawant, who's with me live, and Abhishek Bhalla, our defense editor, who's with us live in Leh, Ladakh. He's been there. He's been reporting on Rajnath Singh's visit. Abhishek, absolutely incredible pictures, a very rare view of India's Special Forces. You don't see them very often in this manner, but clearly a message to the Chinese and also a message to all Indians that India's warriors, India's Special Forces are completely ready for battle, for warfare, no matter what the conditions.
Shiv, the battle readiness of the Indian Armed Forces was on display, and it was the Defence Minister of the country that was witnessing it. It's definitely a very rare moment for the civilians, for the people of the country to have access to these kind of images. But I can tell you that as far as the forces are concerned, they are doing this day in and day out. And what's very important about this wargaming is that in this hostile terrain, it's the synergy between the armed forces. So you had the Air Force assets coming in, Special Forces of the Indian Army, and also mechanized infantry columns of the Indian Army working in very close coordination, preparing for the high altitude warfare. And if at any time, there is a situation that all these three assets of the armed forces have to come together to launch special operations. They are battle ready, and what was on display today clearly demonstrated that, Shiv.
Gaurav, incredible pictures. There were tanks on the ground, and these fresh images just in of the paratroopers in this particular area. Take us through the significance of these pictures, Gaurav. You don't see our combat paratroopers in this manner very often.
Shiv, these are our combat paratroopers with full battle load. They're jumping off an altitude of over 15,000 feet. Now, C-130J is a Special Forces aircraft. Now, this is a short takeoff and landing. It doesn't need a full runway to land. It can fly under the radar. So it is the favorite warhorse of the Special Forces. Plus our commandos with full load. What is the signal that India is sending out? Should the balloon go up, India is not fighting a defensive war. Shiv, I want to take you back to exercise Changtang Prahar in 2019, September 2019. You have your Special Forces, you have your aircraft, and you have your tanks and infantry combat vehicles. Now, Changtang is a plateau in Tibetan region. Now, what is the message? The message is, should the balloon go up, There will be offensive operations. Indian Army is capable, trained, armed, locked and loaded to land behind enemy lines and occupy a defensive position or offensive position there. Your infantry combat vehicles, your tanks and your special forces. So there is a signal being sent out, which was said so in as many words by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Shiv, when he said that India does not want an inch of anybody's territory, but India will also not cede an inch of our territory. So the writing is on the China wall, Shiv.
Gaurav and Abhishek, thanks only for the moment, because at 5:30 once again, Gaurav and Abhishek are going to be back with me, and we're going to go into even greater detail into these images, as well as I'm going to show you what these men did once they reached the ground. You're probably wondering what happened after they reached the ground. You know, these are beautiful images of Ladakh, but once they actually reached the ground, what happened with the rest of the exercise? I'm going to give you a sneak preview and tell you there were tanks, there were guns, there were infantry combat vehicles, and a lot more waiting for them when they reached the ground. There were also some helicopters. What was that all about, and what did that convey to the Chinese? I'm going to show you those pictures and explain them for you. Gaurav and Abhishek will be back with me at 5:30 p.m. These images of our Special Forces warriors exiting a C-130J in Ladakh, not just a message to the Chinese, but a message to all Indians that India's Special Forces, India's military are completely combat ready. There may be a disengagement happening, but this is what will happen nonetheless.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.